Welcome to Strength Side. Today we're going over 2 exercises for thoracic mobility, specifically your thoracic extension and rotation, right? So the more that we are sitting and stuck in these positions, the more stiff our upper back becomes, and then we get to rounded back. Shoulders are glued in one position, the shoulders come forward, and things start to not function right, things start to hurt. And what we want to do is restore range of motion so I can extend my back, I can twist, I can do all these natural patterns that my spine should be able to do. Okay? So these 2 exercises are going to help you get there. Let's get to it. This first exercise is thoracic extension on a foam roller. So it's going to be just exactly what it sounds like. You're going to grab your foam roller. You are going to put your mid back to upper back on the foam roller, right? Hips on the ground. So this can be kind of resting on your shoulder blades. It can be a little bit lower. Find out what feels good for you. Now, I'm going to put my hands, I'm just going to put them right behind my head. And from here, what we want to do is start letting that head drift down, right? So the head and neck are coming down to the ground. And as you can see, I'm adding extension into my back. Now, because we want this to be more of an upper mid-back extension here, we don't want to get that extension all from the lower back. We're just going to tuck the hips under us a little bit. Tuck that tailbone, keep some posterior tilt down here so we can really focus on upper back extension. Now, once you're in this position, don't just sit into this and be like, okay, I'm stretching my upper back, right? Really try to internalize what's going on here. We're putting this back into extension, and this chest and rib cage is expanding, it's opening. This stomach region, it should all feel like it's getting really stretched out and open. So think about actually contracting into this foam roller, contracting into more extension, right? Really push your back into more extension here, right? I'm pushing my head down. When I breathe, I feel my rib cage expand. I feel all of this region open up, okay? Oh. Now, if you can get your head down to the ground, that's great, right? We're getting some good extension here. If you can't, that's totally fine. Just get to the point where you really feel like things are kind of stretching and opening up. And spend some time here. Don't do this for 30 seconds and expect to make any change. You know, especially if you have some thoracic rounding, how long has it taken you to get that thoracic rounding? It's probably been years of sitting at a computer, sitting at a desk, being in a rounded position. You gotta spend time on here. We gotta sit here for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, spend some time opening up, okay? The other thing that I don't want you to do is to roll around. This isn't a rolling exercise, right? I see people do this sometimes. No. Put that foam roller in a position and then really extend into it. Okay? This shouldn't be super easy. This should feel like you're doing something, okay? Now, if you have access to something like this is a yoga wheel, like in Supple Leopard, Kelly Starrett's book, he talks about using a keg. Something like this is actually just going to be a lot more intense, right? So I get here, I can grab the inside of the wheel, I can let my hips fall down to the ground, and I can kind of push my neck and my head back, and I'm getting a lot more extension now, right? So this is a lot more intense. If you feel like you're there and you have access to something like this, then go ahead and use it. Okay, next exercise. The next exercise is the Sideline Windmill. So you're going to need something to prop your knee up with. So here's a yoga block. Anything will do, like a pillow or something that's maybe around 8 inches to a foot. So grab your yoga block or whatever and come down on the ground. You're going to just lay flat on your back with your hands out to your side in a T position, and then you're going to lift one knee up, and you're going to drape that over this way. So your knee sits on your yoga block, okay? Now from here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring this arm over and I'm gonna clasp this to my other hand, okay? So these are both on the same side now. So I got my knee and my hip up at about 90 degrees. I got this bottom leg totally straight, and I got my hands clasped together. Now we're ready to go. Now we're ready to windmill, okay? So from here, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take my hand and I'm going to run it all the way around, right? Keeping my hand and my elbow as close to the ground as I can. I'm gonna follow my hand with my eyes. That's gonna put our neck in the right position to work with our thoracic spine. I'm gonna get back to this T position, and then I'm going to pop that right over, okay? Now, one thing I want you guys to think about is, two things I want you to think about is keeping this wrist, elbow, shoulder region as close down to the ground as you can the whole way around, right? That's how you're gonna get the deepest stretch in this upper back, upper chest, even in the lower back region, okay? So, the other thing is take some time here, right? Don't just rush through these. You see some people just go like this, right? That's not going to do anything for you. You got to sit into these positions. Specifically, this position when you get past your ear here, this is going to be the most sticky position for most people, where that shoulder just really doesn't want to sit down on the ground. So I can kind of just pause here. I can breathe. What you'll find is on your exhales, things kind of relax. That shoulder sits down to the ground more. My elbow gets closer to the ground. And then I slowly finish up until I get to that T position, okay? Take your time through these. Like I always say, internalize the process, right? Don't rush through this. And, if you have a pretty stiff upper back, first time you do this is gonna probably look something like this. Your hands might not even be able to touch the ground. You're going to be up here trying to get that hand down. If that's your starting position, then that's your starting position. That's fine, right? Just keep working every time you go to get the wrist, elbow, and shoulder to drop down to the ground a little bit further, right? Use that breath. That breath is your best friend. We're going to do one more, just simply because I'm really feeling good off these right now. So I want to do one more. Here I slide my hand across. I'm keeping my eyes on my hand. Take it slow right here. Relax. And just in doing those 4 or 5 that I did right there, my elbow starts getting closer to the ground. I feel a great stretch in my side of the rib cage, in my chest, in my upper back. All right, that's sideline windmills. Try them out. Thoracic extension on a foam roller, sideline windmill. Try those 2 out. Get some thoracic mobility. Be able to move your spine a little bit better and to sit up straight. Guys, that's the video. Be sure to like it. Subscribe to StrengthSide. Check out MoveStrongNow.com. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.